moments away from the beginning of this fight. Two fighters in the 142-pound weight division. Salgado with a crushing over-the-top right hand. And he said before this fight he was going to throw a flurry of offense early on to test to see if David Moya could handle him. And he's not going to be letting up. The question is, how accurate will his striking be as this fight goes on?
Moya and Salgado, second fight, 142-pound weight class. Both men came out swinging. Salgado, body shots, stunning Moya for a moment. Moya seems fixated with the rib cage, but then elects to go for the head instead. Salgado using a lot of energy in the early going. An inadvertent elbow discovered by the referee and a warning was administered. Salgado connecting with some glancing hooks. Salgado nearly got stuck there, eating that jab to the face for a moment. And both fighters teeing off on one another's jaws and chins. Uppercut misses by Moya. Salgado, nice combination of shots there. And Moya just seems to be eating these shots. He's not really moving or defending himself. He's like a stationary target sometimes. Salgado sees it and continues to nail him. Salgado kind of using his hips a little bit and his knees as he digs down before each shot and uses his upward momentum to slow down the taller adversary. But suddenly Moya seems to be the one being a little more aggressive, getting Salgado closer and closer to those ropes. And in that first round, I'd say Salgado had the edge. This is boxing fight number 2. We're here at the 5-Star Swamp Mart in Villa Park, Illinois. For exciting action tonight. Salgado and Moya both breathing hard. It doesn't seem to me as though either man is out of gas yet. We could have a very spirited second round at this rate. I think both men now know what each other has in terms of punching power. So let's see where this takes us. This wildly with the right-handed Salgado. And fortunately for Moya, he is starting to use some of his speed to avoid the contact of some of these shots. Salgado throwing some hooks. Moya with some dirty boxing inside. Seems like Moya missed with the last flurry of 3 shots. Here's Salgado trying to throw that left hand, but he missed. As the ducking and weaving by Moya, which was not seen in the first round, is a lot more apparent here. Salgado covering up. His shots are definitely not as strong as they were in the first round. Moya holding his own, making each punch valuable, as he seems to be picking and choosing his spots wisely. Missing left hand by Salgado. Salgado definitely looks tired to me. He's not showing the same aggression he did in that first round. Finally, I think he hit a left hook at Salgado. Moya, down to a knee he goes. It might have been that right hook. And that right hook might have been deadly by Moya, as Salgado might not be in a condition to continue under these circumstances. I guess Salgado wants to continue. So let's see how they will rule this as they will continue to go at it. Salgado went down to all 4s. Gotta watch to see if he's all right. He physically seems like he's back. And both men's heads being rocked here, but it's Moya who's more accurate with his strikes to the chin. And Salgado doing as good of a job as he possibly can. He's still dazed and dizzy. And an interesting conclusion of the round is it looked like Moya was on spaghetti legs too. Well, that knockdown by Moya was significant enough. That should definitely have scored him a huge advantage. Again, if you use all your punching power and you try to score an advantage in the early going, it definitely prevents you from having enough energy to try to continue that upward momentum. You notice during that break, it was Salgado that was actually leaning and faltering backwards more and more into the corner. I think he even laid his head on that turnbuckle pad as well. Third round begins. Salgado's behind. He needs to catch up in order to earn some points. And Moya just staying away from the flurry and again being very picky and choosy. Much more accurate with his shots than Salgado. Salgado hits one shot behind the back of the ear of Moya, but that does nothing but make Moya mad. Salgado covering up, and he is in trouble as he goes down to a knee again. That might be the signal of the end for Salgado in this fight. And the referee checking closely. We might have it. This one might be just seconds away from being concluded upon. Well, Salgado still wants to fight. Already taking 2 knockdowns in rounds 2 and 3 respectively. 1 each. Finally, Salgado connects with the right hand. It took nearly 2 rounds for him to do it. And Moya now is backing up against the ropes. Moya, slow to respond. Missed with the over-the-top right hand. Salgado's the one that's ducking and weaving. Jab by Salgado, right cross by Moya. Right-handed uppercut by Salgado. Glances across the left side of the face. A couple of jabs, the right cross. Body shots by Moya. Salgado trying to get in the right position. He hit that hook. He hit another one. Moya's backed up against the ropes. Got 10 seconds left in the round. Moya trying to win back this round. I think he already had the round after the knockdown. But after 3 rounds, it was a good fight. Let's see what the judges say. All right, fans, this contest is going to the fullest extent of the time limit. All 3 rounds. Give a round of applause for both fighters. That was a great series of shots there delivered by both men. And here is the decision. All 3 judges scored about 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28. It is a unanimous decision for the winner, Jonathan Salgado.
Jonathan Salgado was awarded the victory in a unanimous decision. What were these judges watching? Unbelievable. Salgado threw more punches in the first round. He deserved the first round. Everyone knows that. But in the second round, the fight was stopped. Moya put Salgado on notice. And then in the third round, he knocked him down. So how on earth do you score 2 knockdowns against no knockdowns, outlast and outdo your opponent in the second and third round, and still lose by unanimous decision? I don't understand this. What is wrong with USA boxing officials? I can't believe this decision. This is out of line.